The next point on the agenda now is a presentation by Dr. Imam Dr. Adel Sahid, Secretary General of the Council of Imams in Norway, and he will, in addition to being Imam, he has PhD in petroleum technology. He has written many scientific articles and had been part of assessment committee for different PhDs, thesis examination. He's also working as a research scientist in an oil and gas company in Oslo. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for kind introduction. His Excellency Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Karim Al-Isa, Secretary General of Muslim World League, Honorable former Prime Minister Shell Mahmoud, Mr. Amir Javed Sheikh, President, Foundation Dialogue for Peace, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, Mr. Sayyid Nemat Ali Shah, Leader, Norwegian Imam Council, Muslim leaders, Imams, and respectable audience. It's no doubt a great honor for me to talk with all of you on this such an important topic. And a surprising coincidence is that today is my birthday. 17th September is my birthday. I miss birthday party at home, and I feel if I can play a part for promoting peace, then sweetness of this cake, the cake of peace, is much better than the cake of my birthday. I start my talk with the Global Risk Report from World Economic Forum last year. They publish this report every year, and they come up with security risks world is facing today. For example, they come up with climate change, cyber attacks, and they are so accurate in predicting that we recently have seen the cyber attack on Norwegian Parliament. And one of that big risk they come up is this increasing polarization of the society. So I will congratulate the organizer of this conference that they are really spot on. They really took up the topic what world is truly facing today. And if I move next, I intentionally make PowerPoint also, because I see that if you talk and people visualize also, then it helps to give the message even more effectively. And also the goal was that because the topic is so important, and I was thinking to at least get a documentation of that also. So there are many reasons for polarization. I mean political, many reasons. But the thing which I will focus in this talk today is hate speech, hate crimes, and means you are a good person, but someone hates you because of your religion. You are a good person, but someone hates you because of your color, because of your ethnic background, because of any other your background. So I will mainly focus on the hate speech, hate crimes, and racism, discrimination, and for example, I have put many words. You can see harassment, discrimination, abuse. Basically, it starts from the hate. Someone hates you, and then slowly, when you go for the job interview, you face the discrimination, and in its extreme situation, it gets violent, and they go even to attacks also. And we have seen the terrorist attacks. I will come to that later on. But honestly, I want to spend some time on this my slide. because I personally victim of these hate crimes. For example, I was walking on the road, somebody was driving, he stopped the car, he spit on me, and then he walked through. I was victim of this hate crime. I completed my master, and I went for an interview, and it was a great interview. You know, when you give the interview, you know how the communication is. And I was little courageous. I said, you are completely satisfied with me, but with just a problem of one thing. Then I just revolved my hand, and then I touched my beard. He was so honest. He said, you are right. I don't say cut your beard. I say just trim it and get this job. I was happy when I finished that interview, because today is not my competency is the problem. Today is my background is the problem. I was so happy. I said, no problem. I left that job. And Alhamdulillah, all praise to God, I am having much better job today. And they are getting project from us now. But I mean, not all the people are so courageous. I see a friend. His name was Ahmed. He was Muslim. He was black. He left. He just gave up. I said, what is the problem with you? He said, see Adil, I am black and I am Muslim. So the problem is, double for me. Things are difficult for me to get the job. I see honestly young people are psychologically sick, depressed when they face, it's really hurts the people. And I wrote on my slide, later on honestly, it threatens the democracy. We really need to understand this, how severe these hate crimes, discrimination, it honestly undermines the people. It stops the human development. People give up, and later on I can guarantee you people even think to suicide. Because they feel I have no respect, I have no value, I have no role. That's where they come up. And if I move no further, what is the message in all this? If I forget one thing to mention, if you see the graphs, the figure I put on the slide, see the hate crimes. What is the increment of hate crimes increasing in different countries of Europe? Honestly, if you see the hate crime reports, everybody say it's only 8 to 10%. Most of them are not reported. It's far less than the real numbers. See, people were attacked, mosques were attacked. You can see different things, spitting, taking their scarves, and especially if you have appearance where religious things, you feel, from your appearance, you are a religious guy, you are more at risk. So, if you see the figures, even the Norwegian police reported that hate crimes have increased 66% from 2015. And they mention in the report that it's far less than the true numbers. So it's a very serious problem. We all need to think. I will come later on. But what is Islam message? It's the same words what Bill Davick already mentioned in his talk. Same human dignity, mutual respect. Honestly, when he was talking, you mentioned exactly the same words. Human dignity, mutual respect, diversity, justice. I wrote the same words. And see what Allah has mentioned. وَلَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. And we have certainly honored the children of Adam. And in a popular hadith, there was a funeral going through, and the Prophet ﷺ stood up. It was told that it is due. And Nabi ﷺ, Prophet ﷺ said, was not he a soul? Was not he a human being? That's how he gave respect even to that body. And Islam strongly, condemns the discrimination because it undermines the human capabilities, human development. And in his historical speech, Prophet ﷺ said at Hijjatul Wida that a white has no superiority over black, and a black has no superiority over white. What matters is good deeds, is your personality, is your character. That matters. And the diversity, Dr. Al-Isa also mentioned in his talk, and Bundevik also mentioned in his talk, is a beauty of the universe. We have different colors, many languages, many things. It's a beauty. It's out of the wisdom of the God. And the last is the justice. And the same thing, I was honestly, what a good coincidence that he talked exactly the same words what I have put on my slide. No, in this, before I move, because I want to spend more time on the solution of this problem. Not, I can talk hours and hours on this issue, but I think I spend more time on the solutions. But before going to that, about this recent issue of Quran burning, I want to share my feelings on that. I want to express it honestly. So you who are our non-Muslim colleagues, they could understand how we take Quran. Honestly, the burning Quran is more than burning our hearts. It's hampering our sentiments. It's like disturbing us. It is giving so much pain to us. And you all know the physical and the psychological pain. The pain of the heart is far, far beyond that the physical pain. And I was happy the press release I just see, and I thought to put on my slide that what United Nations Alliance of Civilizations, they released a press release on this burning of Quran. They said we categorically condemn. It is totally unacceptable, not justifiable, and then they said it incites the violence and it tears the fabric of our community. So then later on they come on the United Nations resolutions. They mention that. I will come to the next slide, but here I just want to say, we talk about safety. Safety is top priority. See, in pandemic, in this COVID-19, safety is top priority. In business, safety is the top priority. In traffic, safety is the top priority. And honestly, burning Quran, it's not safe for our hearts. There are around 1.8 billion Muslims, 1.9 you can say. It is 25% population of the world. So that's not according to the even safety standards. If I just want to use the language which people can understand. So it's disturbing, honestly, in large community. We are not living in a segregated land, no. We are living in a global world. We are living in, we are connected for business, economy, for technology. Diversity is the beauty, we are living together. So this only really disturbs us. But just to make it clear more that what is the striking balance between freedom of speech and between the respect of beliefs. And the famous guy, the former General President, he been the leading of IMF also, he worked in UN also. He said responsibility and respect of others and their others' beliefs and religious beliefs are also the part of the freedom. And see what UNESCO has mentioned. They said respect for freedom of expression and respect for religious beliefs and symbols are two indissociable principles that should go hand in hand. And then later they said respect for different religious belief is essential to international peace and security. That's what I already said. Security, the safety is the top thing in every aspect of our life and to the progress of human civilization. We believe on freedom of speech. That gives right me to talk with you living in Norway. That gives me right to talk. That we believe, we support freedom of speech, but along that we believe the respect for others' beliefs and others' religious symbols. Now if I move, what are our proposals? It's not only from me, it's from other religious leaders also. They also gave me input, and I just want to present in front of you. What are the proposals? First, we need clear recognition of the rise of specialist anti-Muslim discrimination. This sharp increase, I will come in the later slides, you will see what are the figures also. Because if we don't understand the problem, we cannot solve it. So first we need to acknowledge the problem, understand it, how big it is, how dangerous it is, and it can bring the clash of civilizations, it can bring conflicts, it can bring many other problems. So first is we need clear recognition, and it is the moral responsibility of all the stakeholders of the society, I have mentioned on the slide. And we need to understand full spectrum of hate, both systematic racism and interpersonal. Interpersonal means you don't like me, you say something bad to me. But the other one, which is systematic, I mean, when some politicians give some opinion which cause racism, when some when some organizations, they are built just for racism, that is systematic racism. So we first need to recognize it. Second is my same point. When this burning of Quran happened, people said, and we have seen the videos even from the Norwegian police, they say it's legal in Norway. I say, okay, we don't debate on it. I am not a lawyer, but even it is legal, it still causes the society. It still harms the society. And there is a department in Norway, the Equality and Anti-Discrimination Ombud. They also mentioned that to limit, to control the harm of this legal and illegal hate speech is very modest in Norway. And then I just bring some article from United Nations, International Convention on Elimination of Racial Discrimination. They also oblige to the member states that even it is illegal, even it is lawful. I mean, some hate things which is lawful, we should control that if it leads to harm the society. I believe this is harming, this is tearing what mentioned by the press release, this is tearing the fabric of the society. And then again I will say, it's the responsibility of every person, all the stakeholders of the society. And we need to teach a good relationship between responsible speech and freedom of speech. And what I know, in Norway, there is a Freedom of Speech Commission who is working on that, and they are reviewing because of the recent increase in social media hate. Then third thing which I feel is educating the Muslim community. Because people don't know their rights. We need to organize Know Your Rights seminars. They don't know their rights. They should know. When somebody spit on me, honestly, I did not share even with my brother, with my friends. They will say, Adil, why you are so practicing? I even don't feel comfortable to share with them. I don't know how to report. I don't know how to react. If somebody faces discrimination at work, they don't know what to do. So I feel we need to educate the people about their rights so they feel empowered. We need to give them courage. We need to give them, yeah, no problem, this has happened, but that's the way we need to handle. Don't give up. So it's education is, I will say, is a very good vaccine to handle the problem. Just to continue the education part, we need to strengthen the efforts in school also, because it's a recent exponential increase phenomena. Teaching about intolerance and discrimination against Muslims need to be integrated in the school curriculum. And then, very important, because I belong to the business industry also, to the oil industry, I put a nice picture here. We need intercultural competence program, where what even Devik also mentioned in his talk, where we promote the dialogue. I mean, we understand what are the other beliefs, values, how they interact. We need intercultural programs that surely will help that we come closer to each other, we understand better each other. You know, when we have to make business outside in another country, we do some cultural programs, cultural education there, so we make, good success in our business. And if I move 5.5, I'm just going to finish soon. One more important thing, I have seen a report that somebody has build up a counter-Islamophobia toolkit at European Union level. Somebody have done this work, because there are 9-10 main things people say about Muslims. For example, they are not loyal to the citizen. For example, they are threat to Europe, they are threat to Norway. I mean, they are this and this. There are some 9, 8, 10 words. We need to counter that. I am a Muslim. I'm helping so many people. See, this is not my job. This is I'm doing on volunteer. I want to contribute for the society, for mutual respect, for coexistence, for peace. I'm also Muslim. I mean, it's all propaganda, media, disinformation, misinformation. So we need a very good counter, you can say Islamophobia toolkit, which helps to people. It's all belongs to education, if I say. And if I move to number 6, that is very important also. Monitor, register and investigate the hate crimes, not only against Muslims, with anyone. We need to monitor, register. See what the former foreign minister of Norway, what he said, and he's at the moment, he's the president of World Economic Forum. He said, if victims of hate crimes suffer from lack of response from authorities and offenders are not prosecuted, the whole society suffers and ultimately democracy fails. We need to control that honestly. It's a serious problem and we need to develop some mechanisms, some well-designed mechanisms so we can avoid from under-reporting and from recording. So we make sure that we are getting the right figures, because if we don't get the right figures, we will not plan rightly. So right numbers, right statistics, right reporting is very important. And then of course, if somebody makes some things unlawful, they should be punished. And 7th and then 8th is my last point. 7th is the security needs, especially I will say, because see I have put these texts from the Norwegian Police Security Threat Assessment Report in 2019. I know even Muslims don't know. We don't have the habit to read honestly the big reports. I just bring some text and at the end they see in 2017 to 2018 there were 8 completed and 11 prevented right-wing extremist attacks in Europe, and most of them were aimed at Muslims, non-Western immigrants and politicians. See see the extreme point now. It starts from hate and went all the way to the terrorist attacks. And a potential right-wing extremist terrorist attack in Norway will most likely be aimed at symbolical targets. So we need to think about that also. So we all feel safe, especially the practicing women covering the scarf. I mean, and also the other people from other faiths. Last is about again education. We need research programs and strategic projects. I have put a figure here from COVID-19's impact on mental health of the people. This is a recent research people have done, and see COVID-19, how it has impacted people's mental health, how it has disturbed. They bring the figures. Honestly, if you talk with young people, meet with young people, let them express, let them say how you feel, what are your problems. We need such kind of atmosphere and toolkit where they can share, talk. So we need, and lastly, we need some strategic project where we find out the discrimination. I mean, sending CVs with other names but same qualifications or some other smart ways, so we can control all kind of discriminations. So I will conclude my talk that there are a lot of things a lot of things to do on this area, and I will say thanks to the organizers. They really, at the end, I will say they really picked the right topic at honestly the right times. Thank you for your time.